In 2016, Microsoft introduced a feature called PolyBase that allowed SQL Server to process transact SQL queries against data stored in external HDFS-compatible Hadoop distributions and file systems. Now in SQL Server 2019, PolyBase has been expanded to connect to remote data stored in more remote sources. With PolyBase external tables, you can read and query data stored in big data providers such as Cloudera, Apache Spark, or Hortonworks. You can also access data in relational database sources such as Teradata, Oracle, and external SQL Server instances, or in NoSQL databases such as MongoDB, Cassandra, and Azure Cosmos DB. Finally, you can also access any external source that can be accessed through an ODBC connection, such as IBM DB2 and even Microsoft Excel spreadsheets. SQL Server does this through a process of virtualization that uses external tables to represent the remote data source. This allows you to access the data using the same tsql commands that you already use in SQL Server while leaving it on the remote source. Basically, almost anywhere that you currently store your data can be accessed and queried directly without having to first copy it into SQL Server through an extract, transform, and load process. Further, these external tables will appear in your databases right along your locally stored relational data tables. This allows you to write queries that join data from the remote sources to the data that you're storing in your SQL databases, which streamlines reporting and analysis across the organization. Support for PolyBase is added to SQL Server during the initial setup of the server instance, or by going back into the Setup application and choosing Add Features and checking PolyBase Query Service for external data. Once PolyBase is installed, it needs to be enabled on the server using the tsql command shown here. You can also check if PolyBase support is installed with this command,